Hi, my name is Sofia Boudreau, and today I want to show you how you can take a plain pair of jean shorts and turn them into one of this season's biggest trends, which is the roll-up jean shorts. To do this project, you will need the following items: a pair of jean shorts, a needle and thread, preferably a sewing machine, but if you don't have one, I will show you both methods. A seam ripper. Likewise, if you don't have one, you can use a small pointy pair of scissors, and an iron. The first step in making these shorts is to undo the stitching at the bottom of your shorts. You will do this with your seam ripper or a small pair of scissors. If you're working with a seam ripper, start by undoing a couple of stitches. The thread at the bottom of jean shorts are usually thick, so you'll have to undo a couple before you can rip on it. So go along undoing the stitches, and whenever you have a long enough rope to get a good hold of it, you just pull on its length. And at the bottom, it will undo at the same rate as the top. If you're working with your scissors, it's basically the same principle. You're going to try to get under your stitches and pull them out. It's a little bit harder, but it's doable. And when you pull on the stitch, don't get the cutting edge under it because the stitches will break every time you pull. So get the flat edge in under, and use the same method as with the seam ripper for pulling at the top and then the bottom. Continue with your seam ripper or your scissors until you have undone all the bottom stitching. Now that I have undone all the stitching at the bottom of the shorts, you can unfold the pleat and decide what length you want your jean shorts to be. If you want them to be the original length, find the faded line where it was originally folded. I want it to be the same length, so I will fold it here. If you want them shorter, you can bring it up higher and cut. It's up to you. If you want to have a clean, finished look at the top, you can roll this part in underneath and do your stitch along this line. But in my case, I will want to have this ripped look at the top, so I will leave it like this. Now take your iron and iron out all the folds. Once you have ironed out the bottoms of your jeans, fold them where you want them to be folded. If you've chosen a different line than the original fold line, make yourself a mark with a pencil to make sure that you're folding along the right place so that it will be equal. Then take your iron and iron along the edge to keep it in place and to make it easier when we're going to sew the edges. Do the same thing with the other side. Now that you have ironed up the edges, we're ready to sew the sides. Now for those of you that have sewing machines, I will show you how you can sew the edges with a sewing machine. But the basic principle applies if you do it with a sewing machine, a needle, or fabric glue. Because we're only going to stitch the sides, make sure that your stitching is on top of each other, and hold that in place. Place your foot flush with the edge of your edge. And because jean is very thick, start off with manually moving the foot, otherwise you might break your needle. Stitch till the outer edge of the seam and go backward. Go back and forth about 2-3 times. And now you have one of your edges. For the other side, it's the same idea. You put your stitching on your stitching and sew back and forth 3-4 times. If you're working with a needle, take about an arm's length of thread, fold it in half, and put the 2 edges in your needle's head so as to have a double thicker length. Then go to the edges and make your first point by going through the loop to make a knot. Then do the same thing as with the machine, going back and forth over the stitches. Once you have finished this, go through the thread and make another knot or two to keep it in place. And there you go. Now you have yourself a great pair of rolled up jean shorts, and when everyone asks you where you got them, you can say, I made them myself. Have a great day.